Stop what you are doing right now. Because in the last few days, Hollywood lost 5 people who were genuinely irreplaceable. They built memories around them that will last for the rest of their lives. Starting with Donald Gibb passed away on May 12, 2026 at the age of 71. He died at his Texas home surrounded by his family after battling ongoing health issues. And the moment that news broke, the internet filled up immediately with people sharing their favorite memories of the man and the character that made him a legend. There were actors with longer resumes and more industry connections and more conventional leading man qualities sitting right beside him in that cast. And yet Donald Gibb, with his massive frame and his perfect comic timing and his absolute willingness to do anything the role required of him, his family said that Donald loved his faith, his family, his friends, and his fans with everything he had. They asked for privacy during this painful time and said he will be deeply missed and forever remembered. He was 71 years old, and every single person who ever watched Revenge of the Nerds and laughed until they could not breathe carries a piece of Donald Gibb with them right now. That piece is not going anywhere, ever. Now we need to talk about a woman who did something that almost no actor in the entire history of cinema has ever done quite as perfectly. One and only Joy Harmon passed away at the age of 87 at her Los Angeles home after a battle with pneumonia. And when the news broke, film lovers around the entire world stopped and felt it. Joy Harmon was born in New York in 1938, and she had the kind of natural screen presence that directors dream about and casting agents spend entire careers searching for. She worked steadily through American television in the 1960s, appearing on The Beverly Hillbillies, Bewitched, Batman, Gidget, and The Monkees, among many others. She was a warm and familiar face in millions of American living rooms during a golden era of television, when the whole family sat together and watched. The same screen and the faces they saw became genuinely beloved parts of the rhythm of daily life. But none of that prepared the world for what Joy Harmon did in 1967, in the Paul Newman classic Cool Hand. Luke, she played a character named Lucille. She wore a tattered floral dress. She washed a car with a soapy sponge in the blazing midday heat, while a chain gang of sweating prisoners watched from a ditch nearby. She had almost no dialogue. She was on screen for 3 minutes, and she outshone Paul Newman. She outshone a young Dennis Hopper. She outshone the film's Best Supporting Actor Oscar winner George Kennedy. In 3 wordless minutes, Joy Harmon created one of the most iconic and most enduring images in the entire history of American cinema. 3 minutes, no words, and 60 years of the entire world never forgetting it. That is what genuine talent looks like when it is operating at its absolute peak. You do not need hours of screen time. You do not need speeches or monologues or dramatic breakdowns. Sometimes 3 perfect minutes is all it takes to burn yourself into the collective memory of a generation forever. And Joy Harmon proved that more completely than almost anyone who ever stood in front of a camera. Her family said she was working at her beloved bakery, Aunt Joy's Cakes in Burbank, the day before she was hospitalized. She fully expected to get better and go right back to work. That single detail is both heartbreaking and deeply beautiful at exactly the same time, because it tells you that Joy Harmon never coasted, never rested on what she had already built, never stopped showing up with energy and purpose and love for the work. Right until the very last moment she had. She was 87 years old. Cool Hand Luke is never going away, which means Joy Harmon is never going away either, and that feels like exactly the right ending for someone who gave the world 3 of the most perfect minutes in film history. Now, we come to Demond Wilson, passed away at the age of 79. And here is the thing that makes his story completely unique on this list. Every other person we are remembering today is famous for one iconic moment, one unforgettable scene, one world-changing decision. But Demond Wilson's greatness was built not on a single moment, but on thousands of them. Episode after episode after episode of showing up completely and honestly and making the same character feel fresh and real and alive every single time. That kind of sustained, consistent excellence is one of the rarest things in the entire entertainment business. And Demond Wilson did it week after week for years without ever once making it look like work. For millions of Americans, the 1970s sitcom Sanford and Son was not simply a television program. It was a Tuesday night institution. It was Red Fox being outrageously funny and completely unpredictable and demoned. Wilson standing opposite him as Lamont Sanford, the patient, loyal, loving son who somehow kept everything from falling, completely apart while simultaneously being dragged into every impossible situation his father could possibly create. That dynamic was comedy gold, but it was more than comedy. It was a genuine and deeply felt portrait of what family actually looks like when you love someone who makes your life very, very complicated every single day, and you love them anyway, without condition, without question, because they are yours, and that is simply what love does. What is remarkable about Demon Wilson's performance across all those years is how completely real it always felt. He was not playing for laughs. He was playing for truth. And the laughs came naturally and unstoppably out of that truth in the way that only the very finest comedy performances ever managed to achieve. You believed Lamont completely every single episode, and that is the whole game right there. After the show, he stepped away from Hollywood and devoted himself to his faith and to ministry, a choice that surprised some people and inspired many others. He found something more meaningful than applause, and he followed it without a single apology. He was 79 years old. Sanford and Son is still out there right now, still being discovered by brand new audiences, still making people laugh exactly the way it always did. And every single time Lamont Sanford appears on that screen, Demon Wilson is right there with him, showing up one more time, just like he always did. Now we pay tribute to a man who did not just appear in American history. He walked up to American history, looked it directly in the eye, and decided he was going to change it, permanently, completely. And without asking anyone's permission first, let that sentence land for just a moment. Because what Ted Turner actually did to this world deserves more than a quick mention. It deserves to be fully understood and fully felt. Because we are all living inside the world he built. Right now, whether we realize it or not. Ted Turner passed away at the age of 87. And the world he leaves behind is a world that he shaped more, fundamentally, than almost any single individual who has ever lived before. 1980 news came at scheduled times, 6 o'clock in the evening. Maybe 11 at night. You watched what they gave you and then you waited until tomorrow for the next update. That was simply how it worked. That was the established reality that every serious media professional in America treated as unchangeable common sense. And Ted Turner looked at all of that and decided with absolute calm, total confidence that it was completely wrong. He launched CNN as a 24-hour continuous news channel at a moment when almost every single person in the media industry told him it would fail. Spectacularly and embarrassingly, in that he was wasting his time and his money and his reputation on a fantasy. They were wrong. He was right. And because he was right, the world changed forever. Suddenly, Americans could watch history as it actually happened in real time. Wars unfolded live on their screens. Elections played out moment by moment in their living rooms. Disasters arrived without waiting for anyone's scheduled broadcast. The Challenger explosion. The Gulf War, moments that shook the entire world, all of them reaching American families as they happened because one stubborn, brilliant, relentless man had refused to accept the limitations that everyone around him had, decided were simply facts of life. Ted Turner was difficult and brilliant and complicated, and completely unlike anyone else who has ever moved through American public life. He was shaped by real personal pain. He channeled all of that pain into building something that genuinely and permanently changed human civilization. Not many people in the entire history of this planet can honestly say that. He was 87 years old. CNN is on right now as you watch this. The 24-hour news world he created surrounds every single one of us every single day. And every time you reach for your phone to check breaking news at 2 in the morning, you are living inside the world that Ted Turner built for you. That is a legacy so large it is almost impossible to properly measure, and it will never stop mattering. Tom Kane passed away at the age of 64, and that number, 64, feels wrong in a way that genuinely hurts. Because 64 is too young. Far too young for a talent this rare and this generous to leave the world. Tom Kane was a voice actor, which means most people who hear his name today will pause for a moment before realizing that they have actually been living with his voice their entire lives without ever knowing it belonged to him. He voiced Yoda in the Star Wars animated series. He had battled serious health challenges after a stroke that affected his ability to perform. Everyone who ever worked with him spoke about his kindness and his complete professional dedication and his total commitment to giving every single character he voiced the very best of. Everything he had, he was 64 years old. And the voices he left behind will keep speaking to people for as long as those stories exist. And those stories are going to exist for a very, very long time. 5 Americans, 5 completely different lives, 5 completely different ways of touching millions of people and leaving something real and permanent and genuinely irreplaceable behind. If this tribute moved you, today please hit that like button right now and subscribe if you are not already part of this family. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 5 people meant the most to you and why. I read every single comment personally. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Take care of the people you love, and never stop celebrating the ones who gave so much to make your life richer and warmer and fuller than it would ever have been without them. We will see you in the next one.